Hello, winners, and welcome to Two for the Win with your hosts, Nick and Will. We are talking a little Switzerland, and not the EDM song. I like, or not Sweden. That's Sweden. I like, not Switzerland. I don't get Switzerland and Sweden mixed up. But you know who won't get them mixed up is my co-host, Nick Menard, and he is going to cover a lot about Switzerland for you. So before we jump into it, please be sure to subscribe, share, and follow. Even after that snafu, please subscribe, share, and follow. Two for the Win on your favorite platform. I want to give a shout out to Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations for sponsoring today's episode. Thank you, Nick Menard.
You're very welcome. Hello, Will, hello, winners.
I think he's going to rescind his sponsorship now after that intro I did on that one. But hey, we keep it real at Two for the Win. We are who we are unapologetically, and that's the way it is. But Switzerland. So a lot of people think Alps. A lot of people think skiing. They're not necessarily thinking EDM like I was trying to go, but there's a little bit more. There's actually 3 ways to experience Switzerland. You want to give people a high level lowdown on what you mean by the 3 ways before we dig into some Q&A?
No, absolutely. So there are 3 ways to experience Switzerland. That's the way I characterize it. Probably more ways to experience Switzerland, but I will split it with that. So the first way it's experienced is the cultural and city experience. All right. So before I start, I want to say that most of the time, people don't go to Switzerland on vacation and come back. Switzerland is a stop along the way. So they have a river cruise. Usually, people stop there for river cruising, and then they say, "Oh, I want to do some days before or some day after when I'm in Switzerland, so I can see Switzerland." But I do believe people miss the point. Switzerland is one of the most beautiful countries in Europe and probably in the world. But people, like you said, only think about a couple of things. They think about I think you mentioned the mountain and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So mountain, chocolate, expensive hotels, which it's true, but that's only one side of the story. Switzerland is incredibly diverse for such a small country. You got vibrant cities, outstanding lakes, Alpine adventure, like you said, skiing, deep history, refined luxury, because we know that Switzerland is luxury.
Yeah, watches.
And the watches, for example, and all with a few hours of each other because it's such a small city. So what people get wrong is assuming it's a single style destination. And that's why you mentioned we have 3 ways to do it. In reality, Switzerland adapts to the travelers. So you can experience this as a cultural city break, like I was mentioning as number 1, an outdoor adventure playground, or a slow, luxurious reset. And each version feels like a complete different trip. And that's something that's very hard to do for such a small country. And Belgium, so for a little bit of geography, so that's where I'm from, it's literally next to it. So you have Belgium is in the middle between Holland, Germany, Luxembourg, France, but just beyond Luxembourg, you drive within 30 minutes across the country, you get to Switzerland. And Switzerland, the particularity about them as well, they have multi-different national language. So they speak French, they speak Italian, they speak German, they speak Romane, which is very typical for Switzerland, and different dialects. So Switzerland is usually when you know someone who is from Switzerland, they usually speak automatically a lot of different languages. So that's something that's maybe for your quiz this weekend, you may have that question popping up, and then you will be very smart to answer that one. But
yeah, because I would have got it wrong.
So the first way, like I said, cultural and city experience. So there are cities like most people know. So Zurich, it's very known. Bern, Geneva, Lucerne. Those cities usually are the cities that are close to rivers. So that's the cities that most people worldwide know about Switzerland because they're close to places that they can go pre or post their other kind of vacation. So it's very walkable. If you go to those kind of tour, walkable like old towns, a lot of coffee places, and waterfront promenades, a lot of museum about art and architecture, a blend of modern efficiency and old world charm because that's Europe. So in Europe, we're always very high in charisma and beach charm. So that's good to go as a couple. Switzerland is a great destination. So what surprises people is how relaxed Swiss cities feel. They're extremely clean. It's probably the cleanest country in Europe, in my estimation. It's very calm, people super nice, and beautiful design, but never overwhelming. I never felt overwhelmed when I go for a weekend or something. When I used to go for weekends in Switzerland, it's always very peaceful, and you can explore, for example, in this situation, history in the morning, sit by the lake in the afternoon, and enjoy a world class dining at night, all without any kind of rush. So this is great for people who love Europe already, but dislike chaos like Paris. They want culture without the crowds, so not Italy, and enjoy slow mornings and scenic evening. Switzerland can give you that. So that would be for me the first way that I would think about experiencing Switzerland.
I
Anything
just
you want
want
to add about
Swiss.
that before I move to
Yeah,
the
I
second
want
one?
hot chocolate. I want the OG hot chocolate from Switzerland.
Well,
I mean,
hot
Swiss
chocolate in
Miss, right?
Switzerland.
They made a whole international brand off the Swiss hot chocolate.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Tuberdown, it's another one. And I just love the chocolate. The chocolate of Switzerland is the only one I I would take with the Belgium one.
Okay.
Like it's
I know you're very
Tuberdown.
protective about the Belgium chocolate. You're a big fan
Eh,
of that.
Yeah, but Switzerland, I have to say, they have delicious chocolate and this chocolate hot coffee because Switzerland is usually cold,
Mhm.
unless you go really with July, August, but it's colder. So hot chocolate is something I always drink when I'm there, and it's definitely the highest level of perfect
Yeah, that's
chocolate.
what I'm
Chocolate is
after.
like you with your coffee. It's me
Yeah,
with
yeah.
my hot chocolate.
Yeah, I can't wait. I would love to try some hot chocolate in Switzerland. Yeah, that I can imagine. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, you go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say, for somebody like myself who's never been to Switzerland, what would you say is for a first timer would be a good way for them to experience it?
Oh, well, you stole my line because that's the second way to experience it. It's the nature experience and the Alpine adventure, like more
Ah,
skiing and things like that. So this is the how to say that? This is the Switzerland everybody thinks they know,
yeah.
and for good reason. The Alps are breathtaking. But it is about mountain villages like Zermatt and Wengen, for example. Those are very popular for Europe. Of course, you probably never heard about it, but
Mm-mm.
it's a very popular village to go for people who want nature experience and adventure, like skiing, hiking, the train thing that you see on TikTok, like we talked TikTok the last week.
Yeah.
It's it's beautiful when you type if right now, take your phone and go on TikTok and you type Switzerland fabulous train ride, and you will see what I'm talking about. This is just paradisiac. It's fabulous. The only thing that come close to that is what you have when you go to Canada and you go to Vancouver, to Banff and Juneau and all of that. You will have also a beautiful like train panoramic, train rides. That's Switzerland. Um, Cable cars, very famous. You see that on TV and on TikTok all the time. Glacier and dramatic landscaping, fresh air, silence, and perspective. All that you have in Switzerland. And what makes this experience special is not just about the scenery, it's about how accessible this is. So you don't need to be an extreme adventurer like you. Switzerland makes nature comfortable, Trains run on time, so you can catch a train all day, every day. And I mean, trails are very well marked if you are someone who likes to hike, for example. It's very easy to
Mm.
hike in Switzerland. You don't get lost. And like I said, everybody are so welcoming, so you will never feel like you are out of place or you feel in danger. Switzerland is one of the most secure country as well. So very, very secure to travel to Switzerland. And this way, the second way that I call it, it's great for active travelers, couples who want romantic but with a scenery, people who crave clarity and reconnection. It's not just a vacation; it's a reset mode. When you come back from this the way number two, you will be rested when you come back, and you will not need a vacation from a vacation, which is always the case when we travel together. Really.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Is that where yodeling comes from? Does yodeling come from Switzerland?
I would think so, but you need
Because
to
in the
fact
mountains
check.
like Galilee.
Yeah, you need to fact check me, but I do believe it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
you do
I
believe it
wonder
is.
about that
Absolutely.
because they don't wear the lederhosen like they do in Germany, right? Or do they? They have their own version of it when they're going hiking in the Alps?
Yeah, they do have their own version. They're very big in their history
Yeah,
about the way that they dress, the way that so you see locals very clearly when you go in Switzerland.
because 'cause they're wearing the feather hat, the hat with the feather in it.
They have a lot of they do have a lot of those special time during the year when they they revisit their ancestry thing,
Yeah,
and then they dress like it was back in the day, and it's gorgeous. I mean, I need to check exactly for the date for that, but it's definitely it's definitely great to see because everybody partakes. So that's really cool.
I was holding out to visit Switzerland until I could have my bank account set up there because I had so much money, but I'm not ready yet. Uh, not
You're
there yet.
close.
Yeah.
Oh
Oh,
boy.
that's really
Uh,
good, and then, yeah, I know there's a 3rd way where you said
yeah,
you think Switzerland shines. You
yeah.
wanna go into that?
Yeah, the third way is the very luxurious one. So it's where people want luxury, which you will have plenty in Switzerland. A slow scenic experience, similar as the second one, but with a lot of added luxury. So this is the most Switzerland, most intentional, and honestly, it's the most underrated. It's when people when if you are someone who love luxury vacation and you want to experience something different than what you experience already, Switzerland is a place you will not be disappointed. Like I said, scenic trains like the Glacier Express, I think it's called the Glacier Express, is just mind blowing. Of course, you go there during the winter time, but it's just, you can only experience that there. Lakeside hotels with impeccable service. The highest level of service I ever had in Europe personally was in Switzerland.
Really?
Spacious room. Yeah. They know what service is all about. They love their luxurious clients in those facilities that I would put you in if you really one of those clients who want to experience this. The rooms are a lot more spacious than anywhere else in Europe. As you know, Will, when you travel to Europe, rooms are always a lot
Yeah,
smaller in
like
Europe
feet
than
are
you have
hanging
in
over
US.
the edge of the bed. Yeah.
Exactly. So this is not the case. You will have spacious room, quiet mornings, perfect details. The quality of the bed sheet will be the highest level you will have. I mean, it's effortless there. They will literally pamper you, make sure that you have everything you need. You not have to run around to ask anything. You're watching landscaping by the panoramic train, for example, sipping coffee by the lake or enjoying spa at a mountain view. So you're literally in a spa when it's cold outside, like you see on TV, and then you have the most beautiful scenic views. That's Switzerland. So it's good for people who love luxury, of course, empty nesters, milestone trips. If you want a honeymoon or you have an anniversary coming up, definitely one of those locations would be perfect. And people who value, peace over pace, I would say. So it's luxury that restore you instead of exhausting you. So again, when you come back from one of those trips, you will be rested. So Switzerland is a great place to go to just refill yourself, see amazing sceneries, and feel very rested with amazing luxury and service around you.
It's interesting. You brought up something I had never really thought about Switzerland with this, but you said it like a very romantic place. Because usually when
Mm,
people talk about, oh, let's do something romantic in Europe, they either think Paris or Venice,
it's
right?
awesome.
And
Yeah,
you've shared your thoughts on both before, but with Switzerland, that's an interesting one that I think is probably under the radar that people don't think about if they're looking for a romantic getaway.
yeah, exactly. Like I said, it's very, very underrated, and I could have added that to the episode we had last week. Definitely, Switzerland is an underrated place. I'm very excited. One of my very, very good clients are going there for the first time. I think it's September, and I don't think they realize how great of a time they will have there. And so it's always an excitement when I know some people will see what I know will, the kind of experience they will have. And so, yeah, gonna build from that.
Oh, that sounds amazing. So, like, you know, maybe it's this client that's going to go in September, or maybe it's just more broad, but like, how would you recommend somebody choose which version? You covered three different ways they can experience Switzerland. So, should they choose one particular method? And if so, which would you recommend, or should they combine them?
Great question. So this is where Switzerland really wins. You don't have to choose just one. It depends on a lot of things. Of course, your budget. It depends how long you want to stay. But you can easily experience, I would say all three, but definitely two. I like personally the one and the second, or if you are more in the luxury side, one and the third. So
Okay.
you can have a full experience of Switzerland. But you know, you can definitely experience, combine all three. So a few nights in a city for culture, time in the mountains for the nature piece, and a scenic train or luxury stay to slow it all down. So you need to ask yourself, do I want energy or do I want calm? Do I want exploration or restoration? Do I want movement of stillness? So still Switzerland will reward thoughtful pacing. So when you match the experience to your life season, it becomes unforgettable. And that's always what I want to do with one of my clients. I want the experience to be unforgettable. I just don't want it to be nice vacation. I want something to be memorable because that's something that has no price. And you will not be rushed there. And that's really what I love about Switzerland. So I definitely encourage anyone to think about that and add that to their to-go list because you will not be disappointed by that destination.
Yeah. And the other thing about Switzerland, and you kind of alluded to it earlier, you know, I think you mentioned a lot of people stop at Switzerland along the way on a longer river cruise. So you have that aspect, and then you have like your clients coming up in September who are going there as a destination. Um, you know, I'm just kind of curious. So if somebody went as a destination only versus the river cruise, I mean, is that like a 5 day there, 7 day? Do you combine it with other European countries, or is it truly a standalone? They could spend a week there on their own and have plenty to do. I know the pacing
100%.
piece, so
Oh
yeah.
yeah, 100%. You can. I would have absolutely no problem for people who wants a peaceful but fantastic place to stay and see things they cannot see anywhere else, and have a mix, like I said, to people who wants to maybe some light hiking and then some relaxation at the spa, like I said, or the hotel with the beautiful views, maybe some time on the train. You have so much stuff to do. For me, 7 days, if you want to experience real Switzerland, 7 to 10 days, it's amazing because I didn't mention even the lake, and the lakes are just it's picture perfect. So again, you need to know when to go. It depends a little bit what you want to experience, of course, and what you want to do. If you want to ski, well, there's different time to go than if you want to just walk around
Right.
outside. But it's gonna be a lot less crowded than other destinations. So that's also something to take into consideration. But it's a gorgeous country and amazing people. People are extremely polite, and like I said, it's very safe.
Are they also on the for the river cruise for like the Christmas markets time, or is that more a Germany type thing?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. When you stop at Basel, you will have opportunity to have like a Christmas market there. Zurich also have one. Um, yeah, you have Lucerne also will have one. So Lucerne is towards the south. It's close to the Lake Como in Italy for those who are, you know, connoisseur in this area. But yeah, you will have a Christmas market in all those places, of course, and they will have the best, again, hot chocolate in this Christmas market. Oh Lord, I remember it.
I think I'd rather have that than the hot wine I had in Munich at the Christmas market, that
Ooh,
mead or whatever it's called. I was
that's
not a
very
fan of
famous,
that,
but
but the hot chocolate, I know for sure I'd be a fan of. Yeah, that.
yeah, I'm not a hot wine kind of guy, but I know it's very popular in Christmas market. Hot wines are everywhere.
Yeah. So is it true? Is there a lot of blondes in Switzerland?
It is a lot of beautiful women
I
in
didn't say
Switzerland.
beautiful. I was just talking hair color, trying to, keep it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they have blonde, they have dark hair as well. It's the same as Sweden.
Yeah.
Sweden people think it's blonde with blue eyes. Well, you would be surprised. It's a lot of brunette in Sweden, and so
Yeah.
it's the same in Switzerland. You have everything, but yeah, the caricature will be the blonde with blue eyes, and You will have it as well
And
there.
yodeling.
And yodeling. Beautiful blonde, blue eyes. He was yodeling on the side of the street.
There we go. With hot chocolate. That sounds perfect. Sign me up. When can I go? Get me booked.
Oh,
Get me booked.
okay. Done. You heard it first. Will is going.
I would like to. My son is on another snowboarding trip.
Damn. Colorado?
Yeah, yeah, Breckenridge and a few other spots, and so maybe that'll be the trip to take him because he just loves it. It's crazy
Hey.
all the time.
The best time to travel is when you have all capabilities and you can actually enjoy it. The problem, like I said a few weeks back, people tend to wait too late to travel when they don't really they cannot enjoy the same way. So if you
Yeah,
can do it, because those are memories, always that over material for me. It's not because I have a travel agency. I've always been like that. So
yeah,
memories can never be erased. The
that is
rest.
for sure. Yeah, and that train, I heard about that train ride in the
Oh,
Alps of Switzerland.
yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Any last closing thought? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I was gonna say as a closing thought, Switzerland is not one trip. Like I said, you have like different category. I categorize in three completely different experience, but you can merge them together. So the magic is choosing the one or the ones that fits who you are right now. So contact us and we will be more than happy to give you more information and build something that fits what you want and what you want to experience and need.
Yeah, I think, for this has been a very educational episode, so thank you for that, because you knew the luxury part, the banking, the watches, the stuff. But I love how you folded it in, obviously with the nature, and everyone knows about the Alps, but some of the lakes I hadn't really thought about, but it sounds like that is definitely beautiful and breathtaking. And then you mentioned the calm pace of the cities, so you can get the city life. So you're talking about getting almost 3 vacations wrapped into one. Sounds like Switzerland could deliver on that promise.
Absolutely. And again, if you don't want to spend too much time, you have literally France next to you, Germany next to you, you have Italy next to you. I mean, you can go anywhere from there. That's the beauty of Europe.
That's why they're neutral, because they're in the middle of everything.
And that's why they speak 75 languages.
Yeah, there you go. If you're a linguist, that sounds like the place to go as well, for that. Awesome. No, very, very educational. So Wanderluster winners, hope you enjoyed learning more about Switzerland and maybe whet your appetite if you haven't been, like somebody like me. I'm more enthused about the prospects of going for sure. I think it offers a lot. So thank you, Nick Menard and Associates with Dream Vacations, for educating us on 3 different ways to experience the country of Switzerland. That'll wrap up this episode. Wanderlusters, please be sure you subscribe, share, and follow 2 for the Win on your favorite platform. And we'll see you next Wednesday with the next little travel feature that we can offer. So looking forward to that. Take care.
Bye, winners.